Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
I think we have some apologizing to do to the audience.
Yes, I do apologize. So we had some technical difficulties, but we're here.
Yes, our first live.
We made it.
Yeah.
And we're together.
Yes, this is our first time together in over a
Yes,
year.
I know. 16 months, you said?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. It feels strange to be back, but nice.
It does. I like your hair.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
The last time I was here, I had short hair.
I like that.
Thanks.
That's cool. Are you going to keep
I'll
it?
show the audience.
Yes, show the
I've
audience.
got a ponytail going.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Now I understand why women put their hair in ponytails, because otherwise it tickles your ear and your neck.
Yeah, and it gets in your face, and
Yeah,
your eyes, and
exactly.
your nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So did anyone stay in the audience, or did everyone leave?
I believe we have some viewers. I think we have 9 viewers. 1 second. So we don't have a screen anymore with all of our friendly comments and everything. So I have to do it via the phone, which is awesome. So let me find where you were and this is awesome. I had you on my phone and we had it waiting, and it's not working now because that's the way today is going.
Well, I can ask a couple questions from my forum while you work on that.
Good.
Okay.
And you have trivia today too.
Yes.
Which is
so.
awesome.
I will start asking questions once we get the feed, the live feed working.
Sounds good.
Okay, just 2 questions today. Question number 1 is from Gilmer. He asks, do you have any recommendations on where to play Pai Gow Tiles in Vegas, or perhaps where not to play? So the rules everywhere in tiles are very much the same. One rule that can vary is whether or not prepaying the commission is allowed. That will drop the house edge just a smidge. And also, if you can bet 10% more when you're banking, that also decreases the house edge a smidge. However, my choice of, given that these rule effects are very small, I would play with wherever you like to play. And where can you play? I know I get asked this a lot, but as far as I know, the number keeps getting lower. We've got the MGM, the Aria, Paris, Caesar's Palace, Harrah's, the Venetian, the Wynn, and I'm not sure about the Mirage. Somebody on another forum said they got rid of it, so that is something that I need to confirm or deny.
Neither confirm nor deny. You did confirm or deny?
Did
you
I?
Did deny it.
What did I say?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
What I meant to say is that's something that I need
to confirm.
Yeah, that I need to confirm or deny.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Well, we have our questions up. Would you
Great.
like to go to the viewers, or would you like to do the forum?
Yes. Okay. Let me start with some trivia.
Trivia.
Yes. So first of all, thank you whoever lasted this long, and thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
I know we were like 10 minutes late, so you guys will get lots of attention today, I guess. Okay, so today's trivia topic is Alaska.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll try to start with some easy ones. In what order was Alaska admitted to the United States?
Okay, so if you guys know the answer to that, put it in the chat, and we will see who gets that. But I have a trivia for you for Alaska.
Oh, hold on. I forgot to say something.
Okay.
About tiles, you may be wondering, Mike, does the new Resorts World have tiles?
Huh.
They do not, sadly.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your trivia question about Alaska?
What temperature did they recently have for their summer heat wave?
That's a good one, because there's a similar question in here.
Yeah?
I know that we're having a heat wave on both coasts, especially on the West Coast, especially in Washington. It wouldn't surprise me if that went as high as Alaska, but okay. I'm going to say 95.
You were so close, 96. That was cool.
That's close enough.
That's close enough.
Okay, but yeah, I have a related trivia question.
So
but let's see if anyone got the order of the states.
Is it 49th?
Yes.
Woo! Steve Miller.
Yes,
Yeah.
good job, Steve Miller. Of course, Hawaii was number 50. And a tough one is, what is the 48th state? And that would be Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I have one of my questions in here on a related topic is, what is the highest temperature ever recorded in Alaska?
Ever recorded?
Yes. And it is more than the 96, but not much more.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, you guys work on that. And how about a question from the Peanut Gallery?
So our first question comes from Wolfgar. Is there a Spanish 21 similar to one for Blackjack? It would be helpful since the strategies are not the same.
Did he? So I assume he's asking for a basic strategy.
It doesn't say basic strategy, but yeah, since the
Okay.
strategies are not the same. that
Well,
would be a basic
I
strategy.
have them on my website for the standard hit soft 17 rules, the stand soft 17 rules, and the redoubling rules. And do I have it in my book here? I tend to think no. The first edition of Gambling 102 has a chapter on Spanish 21, but the second edition does not, because that game is kind of fading away. But it's all the more reason to buy both editions.
Very cool. Now, did you replace Spanish 21 in the second edition with another game?
Yes, so new chapters in the second edition are Crazy for Poker, Face Up Pai Gow Poker, Mississippi Stud, Pai Gow Tiles, and Video Keno.
Okay.
And I know, and Ultimate Texas Hold'em. I don't think that was in the first edition. And then there were some other games like I think Red Dog that are or have gone the way of the Dodo Bird that I got rid of.
Okay. So again, if you guys want his book, go to Amazon, go get Gambling 102, written by Michael Shackelford, sorry.
Yep.
And it's really, really awesome. You got to get it.
Thanks so much for the kind words. I'd like to call it the Bible of gambling, but I don't want to conflate it that high.
That would be so fun. We need to change the cover image to like a Bible.
Well, I have thought about calling it just the book.
The book.
Because everyone always says, well, according to the book, you should hit.
Yeah.
But I think that there's a
There's
translation of the Bible that just calls itself the book.
I love that. Just call it the book. That's awesome.
Or maybe what I could do is like call it the gambling book, but I'll have gambling in a tiny little font.
I like that. Those are good ideas.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, do we have anything on the hottest temperature ever recorded in Alaska?
So you guys, Ann Larson said
Hi,
101. Hi, Ann.
Is
it 101?
It is close. It is 100 exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Recorded at Fort Yukon on June 27th, 1915.
Oh, wow. 1915.
Yep.
Okay.
And, okay, here's a related question. What is the lowest temperature
Ooh.
ever recorded in Alaska?
Okay, so if you guys know the lowest temperature, put it in the chat. We'll check it out here in a sec.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a question first.
Okay.
So, Miami Boy says, if you could make only one type of sports bet for the rest of your life, what type of bet would you prefer?
That is a good question. I would, and he said type of bet.
Type of bet.
Okay, so the way I interpret that to mean is not what sport, but
Yes.
how would I bet on it? And my answer is definitely underdogs on the money line.
Oh, okay.
No question about it.
Going for
That's
the
where I
underdog.
perceive the greatest value to be. And my second choice would be underdogs against the money line.
Okay.
But it would definitely be underdogs. I mean, there is a significant difference in the expected value, shall we say, between underdogs and favorites. And you get much more value with an underdog. And it varies from sport to sport. But if you forced me to say, if the average house advantage is 4.5%, then I would say that that on underdogs it's probably more like 1.5, and on favorites it's probably like 7.5.
Okay.
So it is 3.6. It's 5 times higher on favorites.
Wow.
So you gotta bet those underdogs.
David and Goliath always provided better entertainment anyway, so always do the underdogs.
Absolutely. There you go.
Okay, so we have Jim who said -40 for the lowest temperature.
It's much colder than that.
Much colder than that?
Mhm.
Oh my.
So was that the only guess?
That was the only guess.
Okay. The lowest temperature ever recorded is -80 at Prospect Creek Camp, January 23rd, 1971.
I would die.
You know, one time when I was in Fairbanks in the summer, they had like this thing at the park, and that it said, "Feel what it's like to be in Fairbanks in the middle of winter." And they said that, and they mentioned that it would be around -70, something like that. And so I went in there to try, and I was just like so prepared to freeze to death. And they gave me like a big old thick coat and all this and everything, and I go in there and it wasn't that bad. Like I was so mentally prepared for something unlike anything I'd ever experienced, but I really could not like feel the difference between negative like 70, whatever it was, and in Baltimore sometimes it would get as low as like -5. I couldn't like feel that difference, because once it gets like past below 0, it's just cold, and it doesn't really matter that much how much below. But another thing they did is I walked in there with some liquid water and threw it in the air, and before it could even hit the ground, it it turned into ice crystals.
Oh wow.
Yep, that's how fast the heat from that liquid water dissipated into the air.
I thought that was really fun to do.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I have a picture of me in that room too. It was cool.
Would you post that on social media?
Sure. Maybe I will try to find that for my post tomorrow.
That sounds good.
But on a related note, they have this place at the Mandalay Bay called like the Zero Bar or something. What's it called?
I think you're right, Zero Bar.
Well, I don't know, or maybe it's a 32 bar. I mean, I think that they should go all the way and make it like 50 below.
But isn't that the whole bar is made of ice and everything? And
I've never been in there, so.
Are you kidding me? No way. No.
Okay, well, let me ask the next trivia question, and then you ask me another question.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, this is a common one. How much did the United States pay Russia to buy Alaska?
So, America bought Alaska from Russia.
That's right.
Huh. Is that in U.S. dollars or is that in...
Yeah, it's in U.S. dollars. And you might argue that we didn't really need to buy it. We could have just easily have conquered it. But the price was so cheap that, it was probably less than the cost of fighting a war.
Yeah. So if you guys know, put your answers in the chat. We will get to them here in a sec. Did you hear that Greenland is now supposed to be, because of climate change and everything melting, now it's supposed to be like this really vacation destination that people want to move to because it's like beautiful now and everything?
I have not heard that.
No, you haven't heard that?
I have not heard that.
Check that out.
I will look into that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, so our next question is from Christopher. Any information on Dr. Tom's Baccarat betting system? And if so, do you have an analysis?
Never heard of it.
Nope. Okay.
I'll just say that all betting systems are equally worthless and leave it at that.
Yep. Not strategy, systems.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you want to do one more question?
Yep.
Okay. The deplorable winner says, this might be a lot to ask, but I was wondering if you could add a deal a complete shoe button with your Baccarat simulator on your site so I can experiment with permutations more quickly.
If I could deal a complete shoe on my site, well, I will say that I have done that millions of times, is that if you go to my Baccarat page, somewhere in the list of extra stuff, there are Baccarat simulations, and there's like a million of them. And so you just click on this page, and it's absolutely huge. But then it just like lists, there's one line per shoe, and it just, there's one of them that has details card by card, and the other one that is just the outcome. And you might say, okay, I want to see shoe number 23,912. And you scroll down there, and it'll just say like banker, banker, player, banker, tie, all the way to the end.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
But yeah, if that is not what you want, let me know and
Okay.
get back to me.
And where can they find that on your website?
It's just the Baccarat section, and
Okay.
I think at the bottom of the page there's a section called internal links, and then look for Baccarat simulations.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so the answer to the question, is it $1?
Nope.
10 million.
That's closer, but that's too high.
5,000?
Too low.
7,200,000.
Yes, 7,200,000. Who
Woo!
gets credit?
Yodi Dog.
Congratulations, Yodi Dog. And by the way,
Yay!
we have a no searching rule. Not to accuse you of that, but I just want to remind the audience.
Don't look up the answer on Google. Oh, the bar was -5 Ice Bar.
There we go.
That was it.
-5. Okay. That's cold enough. But, I lived in Baltimore 10 years, so I know what -5 is like. And, okay, here would be a good idea. Like, if you could enter that directly from the strip, that would feel so refreshing if you're out there today when it's probably 110 to go to have 115-degree change in temperature. That would be cool, but the entrance to the -5 bar is already in an air-conditioned area that takes probably 15 minutes to walk to. So by then you're not hot anymore.
So they basically need a door from outside Las Vegas where it's 110 directly to the bar where it's -5.
Yes, I want to feel what a sudden 100-degree temperature is like. I've never done that before.
What if you passed out? I don't know if that would happen. That's just the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I would, but maybe other people. Maybe something worth considering. Okay, here's the next question. What is the least visited national park? And I think I forgot to write the answer to this.
You don't have the answer?
Normally I memorize them.
Ooh. The least visited national park. There's a lot of national parks.
Okay, I'll have to ask a different one.
Okay, different question.
But it is in Alaska. It's called like the North, I don't know, the North Slope something, I don't know. Okay, what is the largest national park by area?
Okay, largest national park by area.
Yep.
So put it in the chat and we'll see who gets it. And then next question comes from, I cannot say that name. If someone desires to become a pro gambler, what are the possible games available other than blackjack for card counting?
Yeah, one could talk all day about that. There was a time when like the big advantage play was card counting and blackjack, and then it was video poker, and then it was live poker, and now I would say that from people I know and just chatter that I hear, the biggest advantage play right now is surprisingly slot machines. And you might say, how is that? They're such a sucker bet. It's because so many games now have a feature where you win something on one spin, but you don't get it until the next spin. And that kind of keeps you at the machine. And a good example is Ocean Magic, where there's these bubbles that randomly come up from the bottom of the screen, and they go up by one position each spin. And if somebody abandons a machine that has bubbles on it, especially on the left side, and there's enough of these bubbles in good position, then it can be a positive expected value to jump in on that game, play it until the bubbles have bubbled up to the top, and then leave. And there are lots of games like this right now, and there are lots of professional slot players out there that just roam the casinos and check these games to looking for one in a positive state.
But you don't have to be a AP or a professional gambler to walk around the casino and look for this. Like anybody who is watching, who is playing in the casino, they can walk around the casino and look for this
Okay,
too.
but the average person is not going to know where the bubbles should be, for example, in Ocean Magic. And there are so many games like this, and each one has a different feature, and you have to know when is it in a positive state.
How would you know that?
There is really no good source on it right now. It's all word of mouth. Now, my website has pages on this about Golden Egypt and Ocean Magic, and people have begged me to not write about other games. And I am in a difficult position where I want to tell you guys information that will make you better gamblers, and this is really juicy information. But then once I tell you, everyone who already knows it will curse my name, because the enemy of the professional gambler is not the casino, it's other professional gamblers. And there's only so much of that pie. And there's already a lot of competition among slot vultures. So this is the kind of thing that you need to kind of get the information from other people that are already doing it.
So go to the Wizard's website, check out his website, because you have some of the games on there.
That
Not
will at
all
least
the
get you
games.
started.
Yeah.
But there's other, there's new games coming along all the time, and they have these features, these variable state features where sometimes it's a positive value, and you just have to know, and players have to play these games and study them to know when it's in a positive state. So nobody's going to be eager to tell you all the details. You pretty much would need to make a friend with somebody who's already doing this. So that's my answer on that one.
So hey friend, how you doing? I love that. Okay, so the answer to the trivia question, is it the Grand Canyon?
Nope, it is not.
How about the Arctic Nation or National?
The
Arctic National.
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. And that's all the
Okay.
guesses we had.
The answer is the Wrangell-St. Elias National Park and Preserve.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
How big is it?
It's an enormous national park in Alaska. I think it's way up north, and I don't have the square footage in front of me.
But it's definitely bigger than the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Next question, or do you want to do trivia?
Well, let me ask the next question,
Okay.
or the next trivia. Okay, Alaska is not divided into counties, but into what?
Ooh. Okay, so if you guys know, put it in the chat.
Yep.
Can I ask?
Sure. No.
Oh, okay, good.
Heather said provinces.
Hey! Don't tell him my wrong answer.
I didn't think you would be bothered by that. No, that's not a bad answer.
Yeah.
So
Question?
like Canada is divided up into provinces.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And since it's so close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a guide for playing Southeast Asia casino table games, such as Singapore or Malaysia?
Not that I know of.
No.
No. I'm hoping to go to both those countries soon.
Oh, cool.
In which case I will have lots to say on it. But yeah, for now, to be honest, I wouldn't expect a whole lot of variety. I tend to think that you'll see a whole sea of Baccarat and Sikbo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm looking forward to those write-ups when you come back.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And if you guys want a link to it, make sure you follow Mike on Facebook and Twitter. Follow him, check him out. He will post a link when that is up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
So, question.
Okay.
Have you ever seen an online casino that offers a double up option in video poker?
Yeah. You see it online a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In land casinos, you almost never see it. I think your best chances would be at someplace like the El Cortez that has like a bunch of vintage video poker machines in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it would probably be on an older machine.
Okay. What is my question to you? What's the oldest slot machine you've seen actually still in play in Las Vegas?
Good question.
Because I always see the old slots in the museums, but I wonder if they kept any old slot machines as nostalgia.
They're at the old Bonnie Springs.
Mhm.
They had really old slot machines. You know, that where there was all mechanical
Nice.
and with literally fruit on it, and
Nice.
and the tiny little reels that you could play for real money.
Oh, cool.
And I did play it, but unfortunately that place went the way of the dodo bird. So I can't think of any place where you can play like a really old one anymore.
That would be fun.
Yep.
Okay. So the answer to the trivia question: districts?
Nope.
Regions?
Nope.
Census areas?
Nope.
Shires?
Nope.
And that is everybody.
Nope. Everyone's wrong. The answer is boroughs.
Oh, boroughs.
Yep.
Okay, so like New York.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Okay. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the official state motto of Alaska?
Okay.
And while you guys are percolating on that, okay, there is a second question from the forum.
Okay.
And this question is kind of involved. This would probably be better suited for an Ask the Wizard question, but Odious Gambit.
Hi, Odious.
Hi, Odious. Okay, he mentions that at BetMGM they have what are called risk-free bets, and I'll just put the question in my own words. So he says that you can make a bet, and if you lose, they take your money, but they give you what's called a free bet, and then the free bet works like a promotional chip, where you can bet that, and if you lose the free bet, well, then you just lose it, and if you win it, you get your winnings, but they take the free bet. And so his question is, and he says you can bet on anything that you want. So I did a lot of math on this before the show.
Which he did. I can.
I have a whole page about this.
Yeah.
And so, but to make a long story short, I would bet on an underdog on the money line, much like I was telling you guys to do earlier in the show. And the reason is that the penalty for not keeping your original bet back, getting it back, is much smaller betting on an underdog, because you get the full value in the win, but there's a small chance that you win. So the value lost in that bet by not getting your original bet back is much smaller. So I went to look at odds on current sports, and the biggest difference I could find right now is on a college football game, Alabama against Miami, Florida, and the odds on that are Alabama minus 1,000, Miami plus 575. And so I would bet on Miami, the plus 575, and if you win, great, you're over and done with. And if you lose, then you should use your free bet on, again, a similar game. Look on the biggest long shot you can find. And all things considered, looking at the I estimate that those pairs of bets have a house advantage of about 5.5%. So all things considered, the value of that risk-free bet is about 64 cents on the dollar. So say they value this up to a $100 bet, the expected value of that would be about $64.
Okay.
So yeah, that would be a very good value. And I plan to make an Ask the Wizard question out of this in my next column, where I will go through all the math in more detail.
Or if you need a Cliff Notes version, the reason is math. There you go.
I love math.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, state motto of Alaska.
Okay, is it Roll Tide?
Nope.
We like ice.
Nope. Good answer, though.
Oh man, Tony, that was awesome. I love that answer. Liberty and union, now and forever, one and inseparable.
Nope.
Something north?
It is, the word north is in there.
And that's all the answers we have.
Yeah, I was expecting someone to say the last frontier, and I was hoping someone would say that because they would be wrong. And in fact, I asked Angela, who's in many of my videos, who is from Alaska, this question.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the last frontier, and I said no. And she said, Mike, you are wrong.
Oh.
And I said, do you want to bet? So we bet a Pride dollar.
Yes, I love the Pride
And
dollar.
I won.
You won.
Because the motto is North to the Future.
Oh, okay.
And the last frontier, despite it being on the license plates for a while, and I think it still is just an unofficial nickname.
Okay.
North to the Future is the official one.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's good to know. I love that you got a Pride dollar.
Oh, yes. I have one from Heather, too.
Yeah, you do.
Love those Pride dollars.
Okay. Trivia question?
Yeah. Okay. What percentage of the adult population in Alaska is male?
Ooh. Okay, so if you guys know, put the answer in the chat.
Yep.
I'm just going to say it's... I don't know. Okay, can I say my answer?
Sure. Do you want to say it out loud? Or?
I do want to say it out loud.
Okay, go ahead.
I think there would be more men in Alaska because men like it cold and they're always turning the air conditioner down. So that's why there's more men in Alaska and there's less women in Alaska because we all like it hot and we want the air conditioner up. So we're all out of there.
Why do you guys like it so hot?
It feels good.
It feels good to be nice and a little bit cold.
No.
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Y'all are wrong.
Y'all are wrong. Do you have epic air conditioner battles with
No.
You don't? I would always do that with my ex-husband. We had massive air conditioner battles. He'd be like, why'd you turn the air conditioner up? Because it felt better?
And what would happen if you suggested, how about odd days I get control, even days you do?
Oh, yeah, right.
You're not...
Yeah, no.
You want it 100% your way?
Oh, no. We're not talking about 100% my way. We're talking about 100% his way.
So he wouldn't agree to that?
He wouldn't agree to that.
No. But, yeah, no, Mrs. Wizard and I don't really fight about that. I think that she's okay with it being cold. But a problem with my house is that it's uneven. The temperature is uneven. And whoever designed it did a lousy job. Like, my office is hot. but the bathroom downstairs is really cold.
Oh, weird, because they're so close together.
Yeah.
They're like right next to each other. I bet it's the windows and the way that your office is facing when the sun's going down.
And you know, my house has a lot of there's a lot of passages and stuff, and it's not equally cool.
I always like that about your house.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And my bedroom is also hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the rooms where I spent the most time are too hot.
That stinks.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, where were we?
We were at a question I had for you, and then we have a question from a viewer.
Okay.
What do you think of the heat wave then, and it getting hotter and hotter and hotter here in Las Vegas if you don't like the heat? Because I don't know about you. I know you like go out at, and exercise early in the morning. It's 106 freaking degrees at 6 a.m.
Well, it's not that hot at 6.
It is. It totally is. I go walking my dog at the park at 6 a.m. and it is literally 106 degrees and I'm dying.
I exercise at 6 a.m. and trust me, at 6 a.m. it's going to be around, it's only going to be around 85.
Okay, 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m. it gets to 106.
I would say it would take around till 8.
Next time, I'm taking a screenshot of
Yes.
my phone. Okay. And
Okay.
it'll have the time, and it'll have the temperature, and I'll be like,
Please do.
and I'm going to take a picture like, hey,
And
we're walking.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so the real question, now that we got my BS out of the way, your website recommends Bovada, Las Vegas, and Lucky Tiger casinos to play online. Which online casino do you recommend to play Baccarat and roulette?
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't hand pick the advertisers, and I don't play online anymore.
Oh, you stopped?
Yeah, the bonuses are really not very good anymore, and I'm not betting as much sports as I used to, and what can I say? I really am not, for somebody who's a gambling writer, I really don't gamble that much anymore. And so between those 3 casinos, I personally don't have enough information to give you an answer. So I'm sorry, not a very good answer there. But I will say that I don't completely have nothing to do with advertising. When I sold the site, I have like veto privilege over any advertiser. and I have only had to use that once on Intertops.
Okay.
Because I felt that they cheated me out of a bonus. But otherwise, I think that our team does a very good job of vetting the casinos, and I think that whoever is approving the casinos is doing a good job.
Awesome. Very cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So our next question, or do you want to do the
Okay,
trivia?
yes. Percentage of Alaska residents that are male.
Is it 70%?
No.
51%?
That's closer, but no.
54%?
No.
And then 48 and 45.
No, the answer is 52%. It's the
Oh.
highest percentage of men of all 50
I
states.
knew it. More men.
Yes. Yes. I also think it is because there's a lot of manual labor jobs, like in the oil fields, and I don't mean to be sexist, but I think that there's an abundance of like really hard labor kind of jobs there that, I mean, let's be realistic here, are going to be more, men are going to be more drawn towards.
I don't know. I've met some buff women.
Oh, so have I. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure that she could probably, kick my butt. But I think that if you went to the oil fields in Prudhoe Bay and looked at the people that are out there doing the hard labor, I mean, let's be realistic. It's probably going to be like 90% men.
So basically, you're saying only men are crazy enough to go work outside when it's that that cold.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I like that. Okay. So our next question is from Wolfgar. For large lottos such as the Mega Millions, is there a price point where the pot is too large and it is no longer worth it due to increased odds of splitting the pot?
Yes, absolutely. I could talk about this all day. I have gone into great depths of analysis on this on my website and for the Powerball. So you're absolutely right. There is never a point where the jackpot is so big that it becomes positive, because the bigger the jackpot, the more competition it induces. And according to my analysis, once the jackpot gets to about $500 million or 500 million, then the value starts going down because it just induces too much competition. It's all over the news. Everyone is playing, and the jackpot is going to be split too many ways. So if you absolutely must play, I think the sweet spot is between about 250 million and 500 million. But even there, after you consider taxes and the annuity and jackpot sharing, the house edge is like 70%. So it is never a good value. And but speaking of the lottery, I have been doing a lot of work on scratch cards lately. And if you must play the lottery, scratch cards are the way to go. I'm not saying they're a good bet, but the greater the ticket cost, the higher the return. So the expected, and I have a whole, I'm in the process of writing a lot of information about this, but the expected return is about 75% on like $10 tickets and above, which for the lottery is much better than any kind of game where you pick numbers.
So basically, if you're going to do a scratch ticket, do $10 or higher.
It's much better to do 110 than 10 ones.
Okay.
Because much like slot machines here, they reward you with a better return as you go up in bet amount.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but again, I really want to emphasize there's still a terrible bet. But if you must make a choice between two terrible bets, the one that is less terrible is the scratch card.
Okay.
And do you call them a scratch card or a scratcher?
Scratch card, but I'm also from Las Vegas where we don't have scratch cards, so I don't know.
Well, I think that I had been calling them scratch cards, and you could see that I just did, but I think most states call them scratchers.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Next question or trivia?
Do I need to ask a? Yeah, I think
we have to ask a new trivia.
I think we need a fresh question. Okay. In 2020, what was the busiest airport in the world?
Oh. In the whole world?
Yep.
So not just America, we're talking about the entire world. Oh, okay. So if you guys know, put it in the chat. We will check it out, look at it. But until then, our next question is from James. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
Is it written out anywhere exactly what the minimum bet is for each type of dark side bet? I'd love info for a $5 table, DC, DP, etc.
The Wizard of Vegas site has a craps survey, but I don't think it tells you the minimums. So yeah, I'm afraid I don't know of any sources on that.
Now the dark side minimums are the same as the table minimums, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is even with your survey and everything, and even if we did my survey, it's all before COVID.
Yeah.
And after COVID, they changed stuff.
Yeah.
So the minimums I've heard, and this is just hearsay, that I've heard the minimums have gone up a bit.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. Like I was at Resorts World, the new casino here. Man, those minimums were high.
How high were they?
Like Blackjack, it was. They had a few token $15 tables, but most were at 25.
Wow.
And to make matters worse, they were all 6 to 5. There is not a single 3 to 2 game on the main casino floor. And in craps, I think it was a $15 minimum. In games like I don't know, like 3-card poker I think it was 25, 15 at the lowest. So I think casinos, they had a chance to do a lot of thinking, and I think they realized that they I mean truthfully are not making much money on low-level table game players. And so as everyone knows, they took out a lot of table games and replaced them with stadium gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, sadly live table gaming they're trying to phase it out. I mean, it'll never be completely gone, but
I don't know why.
well, I mean, they can tell you. I mean, the casinos love slots. There's so much what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say they're problem free.
You mean less employees?
Yeah, well, they're very dependable in terms of making money, and they're very low cost.
They don't want breaks.
Yep.
They don't, need cigarette breaks or anything. They don't want health insurance.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so our next question, or do we see what the trivia answer is?
What was the last trivia question? I asked the one on the percentage of men, 52%, and I don't think I asked one after that, did I?
The airport.
Oh yeah. Any answers?
We have Heathrow.
Heathrow, that's in London, no.
Ooh, sorry. Atlanta.
Nope.
Beijing.
Nope.
Dallas.
Nope.
Anchorage.
Nope. Yes.
Anchorage.
Who said Anchorage?
Jim.
Good
Woo!
job. So note that I said in 2020.
Oh.
So as you know, hardly anyone was flying in 2020. I mean, I did one flight, and it was strange how empty the Vegas airport was. Yeah. And but air freight between the U.S. and Asia usually stops in Anchorage to refuel. And but all these cargo planes were still flying. So it's so because of that, it made Anchorage the busiest airport in the world for a while.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
Next trivia question.
The next trivia question. Okay, no one will ever get that one. Okay, here's one. What was the magnitude of the 1964 Good Friday earthquake, the most powerful ever recorded in North America?
So what was where they say 4.5?
Yeah.
5, you want to know that number?
I want to know that number,
Okay.
and for extra credit, where did it hit?
Ooh, okay. Can I ask? Well, no, because then I'll give it away. Okay, so our next question, while we wait for the answers, remember, put it in the chat. Anne asked, who can I go to, or where can I go to create my own practice simulator that will correct me when I make mistakes with a game, where I could set my own settings and rules, etc.?
There's nothing off the shelf that I know of. She didn't say what game she's referring to.
No.
Now, at Wizard of Odds, you can do this for video poker and blackjack. and for lots of other games as well. So yeah, without knowing which game she's referring to. Now, if she's referring to some game that she made up, you could always hire someone to do that, but it would be expensive. It would cost several $1,000s.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, another question.
Another question. Let's see here. Ooh, Steve asked, "What is your favorite game to play?" I like that question. That's always a fun one.
Okay. If we take the odds out of it and just ask based on pure enjoyment, it's. I bet you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pai Gow. Okay, Pai Gow Tiles.
Yep, Pai Gow Tiles. I love Pai Gow Tiles. It's a very challenging strategic game, and I love the ambiance of it.
It's a great ambiance.
Yeah, and it's nice and slow, and there's a lot of ties, so it's not very volatile. And I just really enjoy it.
So, are you one of those players when you're playing tiles? Do you feel the tile without looking at it?
No, I find that annoying when players do that.
You do?
Well, as long as they're quick about it, but I don't like it when they take forever to do it.
And some of them really like to take forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they really eke it out.
Yep. Nope. When it's my turn to deal, when I flip my tiles over, I just.
Do you ever get into disagreements with other players about the correct way or not? Way to or not to play?
Well, you see this a lot at the tables, but it's not done in a nasty way.
Okay.
Players, there is a good team effort in Pai Gow Tiles and beating the dealer, and lots of times when someone has a borderline hand, they will ask the other players, "How would you do this?" And I find it's a great way to make friends at the table. I will often ask Asian players, how they would set a borderline hand, and just go with whatever they say, because I think it's a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
And gambling is always more fun if it's social. Yeah. So that's my opinion on that.
Sounds good. Okay, so we have answers.
Okay.
Is it 10.4?
Nope.
9.2?
Yes. Who said 9.2?
Steve Miller.
Steve Miller of the Steve Miller Band. Good job.
And he says Anchorage.
Close. It hit in Prince William Sound, which is near Anchorage.
Okay.
Anchorage has a park called Earthquake Park that, because much of the park, I guess, fell into the ocean after that earthquake.
And they just kept it like that, and now it's called Earthquake Park?
Yes, and you can see, it's like a normal-looking park, and then it just suddenly there's a cliff that it goes, 100 feet down into the ocean.
Oh, my.
Yep. Yep, Earthquake Park.
I don't know if I'd want to go to that park very much.
Well, I think there might be a fence or something close to it. I don't remember.
What if another earthquake happens and then another, piece falls off and I'm on that piece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Here's a 4-part question.
Okay.
What is the southernmost, northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost points in the United States?
Oh, wow. You want all 4 and you want it the very most. Okay.
Yep.
So if you guys know, put that in the chat. Even if you only know one of them, put it in the chat. North, south, east, west.
Yep.
I have
and
ideas.
Remember, no searching.
No searching. But every part of the United States counts.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Oh, I should have said, though, only the 50 states. So you can't...
That's what I was wondering.
Right, so you can't say... if it was
Hawaii.
anything, the southernmost point would be in American Samoa, but that doesn't count because it's not a state.
Okay. But Hawaii wouldn't count either, right?
Hawaii's a state.
So Hawaii would count.
Yep.
Okay, so our next question is, let's see. Jamie asks, does Baccarat have algorithms that pick up playing patterns?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. And someone said Angela does not strike me as a lumberjack. I like that. David says, I was in Vegas and the blackjack dealer said I needed to do the same thing every time. My question to him was, when should I hit a 16 if the dealer shows a large card? Sometimes I hit a 16, sometimes I don't. Should I do the same thing every time?
He was right that in basic strategy, the right play is always the right play. But 16 against a 10 is the most borderline play in blackjack. And if you want to play that one by feel, go ahead. It is a really, really close call. So that's the only situation where I might not wave my finger wagging of shame at you if you win against basic strategy.
Okay. What's the highest number you've seen someone hit on?
Well, one of my best gambling tips is to be the dealer and deal to kids. And like when I was a teenager, I dealt blackjack to my teenage friends, and they played so badly. They would be doing things like doubling on 14 and crazy stuff like this, and it was a consistent, easy moneymaker.
Yeah. And
people have put their way through college by just dealing cards out of their apartment.
But so only you have kids as your players if you are also a teenager. Don't do this if you're over the age of 30. You don't want to take money from kids via gambling.
Right. I'm not. Yeah. As an adult, I think it would be kind of unethical to
only
be
if you're
gambling
a
with
teenager.
kids.
Yeah.
But teenager against teenager.
That's cool.
As long as they're both consenting.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so you ready for the answer?
Yes.
Is it Northern Lights in Michigan? Is that one of them?
No, Alaska is way further north than that.
Okay. Southernmost is Hawaii off the Big Island.
Yep. To be more specific, it is off the the southernmost point on the Big Island, and I have the name of it here somewhere. But yeah, keep going, Heather.
Okay, so we got the south one.
Mm-hmm.
So how about Key West?
No.
Okay.
And
Stefan got Hawaii as well.
yes, so it's called Discovery Harbor.
Okay.
And yes, I won a big argument about that because I asked this, and somebody insisted it was Key West, and so we made a bet, and I was proven right.
Nice. Very cool.
Yep. So yeah, Hawaii is generally further south than Florida.
Okay. And then how about Point Barrow, Alaska?
Yes, Barrow
Barrow
is the northernmost point, if we can call it that.
Woo!
I notice on maps they're starting to go to an Indian name for Point Barrow.
Oh yeah.
Who's, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, so we need western and eastern.
Okay. Atu, is that right? Atu in the Aleutians?
Yes.
That's actually it?
Yeah,
cool.
that is the westernmost point.
Yep.
That is Adak. Adak in the Alaska Aleutians. And this,
Okay.
by the way, was the site of a big World War II battle.
Very cool.
Japan seized that, and I think another island in the Aleutians, so that we wouldn't be able to like hopscotch our way and bomb them. But we took it back, and
okay.
that led to the victory in World War II.
Wow, very cool.
Yep.
Okay, so Mo the Cat, congratulations, you got that. We had, and Mo the Cat got Alaska too. And Stefan and David got the Hawaii, the southernmost ones.
Yep.
And that is, it looks like Alaska, Hawaii. That's what someone says. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so the easternmost point is surprisingly also in Alaska.
It is Alaska, okay.
Yep, it is called Semi-Sopochnoi Island. And you might ask, and it is quite close to Attu, so how can one be the furthest west and one be the furthest east? Is because east and west is all governed by the prime meridian, and 180 degrees away from that, you cut through the Aleutians. So, because that island that I just said is on the other side of that line that's 180 degrees away from the prime meridian, it counts as being the easternmost.
Very cool.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so Alaska has the northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost point.
Northern, western. So in that case, we need to give a shout out to Jeffrey Benjamin, because he got Alaska, Hawaii. So he got that too.
Yes, very good.
Very nice. Awesome.
Okay,
Hey,
so-
Jeffrey.
So why don't we go like 5 more minutes
Okay.
and ask me some more questions.
Sounds good. Do you want to do a trivia question, or do you want to do just straight questions?
Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure how to phrase this one. Of the 50 state names, Alaska has what distinction? So I'm not asking what is its distinction as a state, but just in how it is spelled.
Okay. So if you guys know the answer, put that in the chat.
Yep.
We'll see.
Like you might say it's first in alphabetical order, but it's not because Alabama is before Alaska.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Ask me a gambling question.
Gambling question it is. Stefan says, would you recommend always taking max odds when betting the don't pass? I usually play 25 don'ts and take 150 in odds.
Yep, I do recommend that.
Oh, good.
Yep, the only exception would be is if you're not comfortable betting that much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, absolutely. Why turn down a bet with no house advantage?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then you want to do one more question while we're waiting?
Yep.
Okay, so our next question is the Robert Eno. I like that. The Robert Eno.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances of me playing in the World Series of Poker in October? I'm from England. What's the word on the streets?
Well, it would certainly depend upon how much you play and how good you are. Which, of course I don't know.
So there's only one World Series of Poker, right, here in Las Vegas?
Yeah, but there are lots of games within it. So there's like a championship for Pineapple and Omaha.
They had,
and
what was it, 18 games, I think? 18
yeah, something
games?
like that.
Yeah.
And did he say to make it in or to?
He said to
Did he
the
say
chances of playing in the World Series of
Well,
Poker.
I think that there are a lot of tournaments where the prize is a seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you just played enough tournaments and you're just at least a decent player, you could almost just like buy your way in.
So you play a tournament where the winning prize is a seat in the World Series of Poker, which they have plenty of
Right.
those. But what about you would still have to pay for the tickets here? He's from England, so I wonder if the COVID restrictions will still be in place, because I know right now they're in lockdown, so they can't really travel here. Those are probably all factors he has to think of too when coming here and playing World Series of Poker.
Yep, I guess I would factor into it too.
Okay, move on.
Yep.
What is your opinion of having your come bet odds working on the come out roll?
I would favor doing that because, again, like I just said, why turn down a bet with zero house advantage? So if it's a come out roll, turning them off is like turning down a bet with no house advantage. So so if you want to lower your combined house advantage, you should keep them working.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Do you want to go to the trivia answers or one more question?
Trivia answers.
Trivia answers. Woohoo! Let's see. Alaska is in the middle row of the keyboard.
Yes, that's it.
That's it?
Yes, you can write Alaska entirely on one row on the keyboard.
Oh, wow.
The only state that's true for.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And the answer from that was Stefan. Very good, Stefan.
Another point for Stefan. Very
nice. We had some other interesting answers, such as Alaska starts and ends with the same letter. And also, Jim was a little funny. He said that Alaska is the only state people could see Russia from their house. I like the comedy.
Yep. But other states that end in the begin and end in the same letter, let's see, there would be Alabama. I don't want to go through the whole list, but
there's others.
Yeah.
And so Mike, do you want to do any more questions, or do you want to?
Well, if there's no more.
Oh, there's plenty. There's totally
Well, why
plenty.
don't you just ask me a last question?
Last question. Okay, who gets the last question? Let's see. I want it to be a good question. Nope. All of them are the same. Paul, I'm sure you know many who have been blocked from casinos for card counting. But do you know anyone who has been blocked for dice controlling craps?
No.
Nope.
Which is another reason why I'm skeptical of it.
Yeah.
Now I know some casinos just don't allow it at all, but I believe that they don't allow it because dice setters take so much time and they slow down the game.
They
and
do.
They're annoying. And
they really do.
yeah.
It's. I feel like it is a superstition in a way because of the way that they have to have everything absolutely perfect to get the outcome that they want. I feel like you're doing the same thing when you're putting a lucky charm on your bets when you're playing blackjack.
Yeah. Well, I think they would say that.
Oh yeah.
That you have to grab them very gently, and they have to be exactly like next to each other, and they throw.
You can't throw them. You have to. I had someone go through this with me. Like they're not like you can't throw it. You have to. Like just yeah, and you have to hit the same spot every time, and you have to do this, and you have to angle this way, and you have to. I'm like, do I need to kiss the dealer too? I mean, Jesus.
Just throw the dice.
Right? Yeah, seriously. Are you wanting any more questions?
No. Let's let that be the last one.
Okay. Sounds
good. Thanks, audience, for showing up. Sorry. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties at the beginning.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're away for a year and a half, right?
Yeah. And, so, be patient with us. If we say we're going to have a live stream, we probably will, but it may not be on time.
We're trying.
Yeah.
You know we're behind the scenes trying. So.
Yeah. Yes, we're behind the scenes frantically trying to get it going.
Cursing and, throwing stuff. Oh, yeah, it's all fun. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for being
this.
my producer and co-host as always.
Oh, it's always
great to
so
see you.
much
Great to
fun.
be back in your studio.
Great to see you too. Can I hug you on camera?
Sure.
Yay. Awesome. It's great seeing you too. I'm so happy to have you back.
The pleasure's all mine.
Thanks.
And you're looking great, by the way. I like the
thank
longer
you.
hair.
Wait, okay. I'm doing this on camera. Everyone's going to have to deal. Check this out. It hits bottom. That's how long it is.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome?
I love long hair on women.
I felt so excited about that.
And I love the degree of curliness.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you guys are wondering if you can't see, it's right there.
Yep.
So, really excited about that. Okay, so thank you so much for being on. Pip says thank you.
Hi, Pip. This is Pip.
And when is the next time we
Pip has bad breath.
Yeah, Pip probably does have bad breath. When is the next time we could do another live
How about
stream?
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
So today is July 1st, so July 15th.
Sounds good. And 3 p.m.?
Yep.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Cool. I look forward to doing this with you again.
Yep, me too. Great to be back.
Awesome.
Okay.
See
Bye,
everyone
audience.
Later. Bye. Okay. Bye-bye.